Well, it is all over for the grifters of Oz. So long, farewell, Meghan, or just call me Meg, as she apparently likes to go by, and her spare handbag, Harry, have finally left Australia after a whirlwind circuit.
The word grifter has returned, but this time, it carries an 8-figure price tag. The recent revelation that the Sussex camped LLEGEDLY demanded a staggering $10 million fee for an Australian appearance is not just a public relations disaster. It is a nuclear detonation of their humanitarian facade. They did not want to serve the Commonwealth. They wanted to invoice it. The illusion of the selfless, progressive power couple has been completely shattered. What remains is a cold, calculated billing department, operating out of a California mansion. To understand the sheer audacity of this $10 million shakedown, you have to understand that this didn't start today. It started years ago. The monetization of Prince Harry was always the end goal, from the yachting whispers to the Soho House recruitment operation. Meghan Markle has always attached a premium to her proximity. The Grifter label, first bestowed by a Spotify executive, is no longer considered a tabloid slur. It is a verified job description. The network relies on ambiguity to survive, but a $10 million demand leaves absolutely no shadows to hide in. Let us conduct a timeline review of the forensics. Insiders report that the communications demanding this staggering fee were not misunderstandings sent by junior staff. They were authorized. When you audit the sealed documents and the metadata of these requests, you see the surgical precision of a corporate shakedown. They were demanding sovereign wealth level compensation for a glorified photo opportunity. The narrative collapse is absolute. They are hemorrhaging credibility, and the global corporate world is quietly locking their safes. Let us go inside the Montecito mansion. The California sun is blinding outside, but inside, the temperature is Arctic. The silence is deafening. There are no sounds of a bustling family. There are no children laughing in the gardens. There are no toys scattered in the sterile beige hallways. There's only a suffocating, unnatural void. Silence isn't innocence. It is gasoline, and the house is soaked in it. Prince Harry is standing in the center of his cavernous study, completely hollowed out. He is broken. He is paranoid. He is staring at his tablet, watching the word grifter trend globally for the second time in his post-royal life. He is finally realizing the terrifying truth. He is not a thought leader. He is the product being sold. He is the depreciating asset in a hostile takeover. In the adjacent room, Meghan is pacing. She is not weeping. She is never sad. She is fiercely calculated. She is on a secure line with her crisis management team. The fee was justified. She hisses, her voice devoid of emotion, operating with terrifying surgical precision. We are global icons. The Australians are cheap. Leak. A story about how we declined the invitation due to security concerns. She is reframing the extortion as a security issue. She is attempting to rebuild the illusion. But across the ocean, the enforcer is watching. Prince William does not view a $10 million invoice as a PR mistake. He views it as the ultimate degradation of the crown. The institution is not laughing. They are auditing, and they are preparing the guillotine. The $10 million invoice wasn't just a typo. It was the entire business model. We need to look past the carefully staged photographs of hospital visits and veterans. Art centers. When you strip away the humanitarian buzzwords, what remains is the naked machinery of a 4-day corporate circus. The mainstream media is finally catching up to what we have been reporting for years. Commentators are now publicly slamming the Sussexes as the grifters of Oz, exposing a whirlwind trip that combined a whiz-me microphone tour with a highly lucrative cash forware clothing scheme. This wasn't a royal tour. It was a sophisticated cash grab designed to pocket up to $10 million or £5.3 million in a matter of days. And the forensic financial timeline proves it. The network relies on blending charitable activity with aggressive commercial opportunity. Experts are noting that every time this couple steps into the public eye, it is immediately followed by a flowing cash register fueled by audience aggregation and premium access fees. The Delaware shell companies were waiting for the wire transfer. But instead of a quiet payout, the extortionate demand was leaked. The illusion of service has been permanently replaced by the reality of the hustle. Let's take you back inside the walls of Montecito. It is 2 a.m. The marine layer has rolled in, suffocating the estate in a thick, wet fog. Inside, the silence is oppressive. There are no sounds of normal family life. There is no warmth. There is only the sterile, paranoid quiet of a command center under siege. Silence isn't innocence. It is gasoline. Prince Harry is sitting at his mahogany desk, hollowed out. He is staring at the financial breakdowns on his laptop. He reads the words brand, leverage, and premium access. He remembers shaking hands at the Veterans Center, believing he was making a difference. Now, he sees the terrifying truth. He was just the opening act for a $10 million invoice. He is the depreciated asset in a cash-for-access scheme he never fully understood. Across the hall, Meghan Markle is not sleeping. She is calculating. She is pacing the floor of the war room, furiously drafting emails to her financial advisors. They owe us for the exposure, she types with surgical precision. We brought them the global media. The 10 million is our base rate. Do not back down. She is entirely unbothered by the Grifter headlines. To her, infamy is just another form of currency. She relies on ambiguity to shield her motives. But the exactness of a $10 million demand has burned away the shadows. But the real danger isn't the Australian press. It is the silent, cold fury of the palace. Prince William has received the intelligence reports detailing the cash-for-wear scheme and the exorbitant fee demands. The enforcer is viewing this not as a PR crisis, but as the final, unforgivable monetization of the Windsor name. The audit is complete. The guillotine is polished. And the network is about to find out that the Crown does not negotiate with grifters. The $10 million demand was not a miscalculation. It was a reflex. It was the exact operational blueprint of the missing years. Scaled up for a global audience to truly understand the audacity of this extortion. The Grifter label did not originate in the boardroom of Spotify. It was born in the shadowed VIP rooms of Soho House. When you cross-reference the Australian demands with a timeline review of Meghan's Markle's pre-royal life, the forensic anomalies disappear and a terrifying pattern emerges. The yachting whispers, the curated networking, the strategic discarding of Elizabeth was all preparation for this. The $10 million fee is the exact same markup the network used to negotiate for premium access years ago, merely adjusted for the inflation of a stolen royal title. The Australians did not just say no, they conducted a deep legal audit. Intelligence sources suggest that when the Sussex camp submitted their exorbitant financial requirements, Australian authorities requested the sealed documents regarding the charitable routing of those funds. They mapped the Delaware LLCs, they traced the proposed wire transfers, and what they verified was a corporate labyrinth designed to launder prestige into liquid cash. The narrative collapse was instantaneous. Meghan Markle relies on ambiguity, but the forensics of a $10 million invoice are undeniable. The brand is hemorrhaging its last drop of legitimacy. Let us return to the fortress in Montecito. It is late afternoon, yet the massive house feels like an abandoned museum. The silence is suffocating. It is the sterile, predatory quiet of a space completely devoid of life. There are no children's voices echoing from the garden. There is not a single toy out of place on the immaculate cold stone floors. Silence isn't innocence. It is gasoline. And the fumes are choking the life out of Prince Harry. He is standing in the center of the living room, completely hollowed out. He is broken, paranoid, staring at his reflection in the darkened television screen. He is processing the reality that the DL rumors and the surrogacy whispers were likely just smoke bombs. Distractions engineered by his own wife to keep the public and the press away from the true crime. He realizes he is the ultimate mark in a recruitment operation that is now publicly bankrupt. Upstairs, Meghan is not shedding a single tear. She is never sad. She is fiercely, coldly calculating. She is staring at a whiteboard, mapping out the destruction of her detractors with surgical precision. The Australians are misogynists. She dictates to an aide over a secure line, her voice entirely flat. Push the narrative that they are threatened by a powerful, independent woman. Bury the financial details. Create a scandal to distract. Them she believes she can still direct the play. She believes the illusion can be repaired with a few planted tabloid articles, but she is severely underestimating the cold fury of the enforcer. In London, Prince William is not reading tabloid gossip. He is reviewing the verified financial audits from the Australian government. The Crown is stepping out of the shadows. William is preparing the legal guillotine, ensuring that the Sussexes will never be able to attach the Windsor name to an invoice again. There is no escape. The institution is locking the doors, and the true cost of the grift is finally coming due. The $10 million demand wasn't just a rumor whispered in the corridors of power. It was a digital paper trail of pure extortion. The illusion has been entirely dismantled by the very thing the network tried to hide: the forensics. To comprehend the sheer panic currently suffocating the Sussex camp, we have to look at the verified leaks. Intelligence sources indicate that the email chains negotiating this staggering fee have been audited. The metadata does not lie. The communications did not ask about charitable impact or community outreach. They asked about routing numbers, premium access tiers, and sovereign wealth transfers. They were operating a digital toll booth, demanding an 8-figure payout for the privilege of standing next to a stolen royal title. The narrative collapse is no longer a slow bleed. It is a fatal hemorrhaging of their last remaining asset, their victim. You cannot be a victim when you are caught holding a $10 million ransom note. Let us return to the Montecito compound. It is 4 a.m. The California fog is thick, wrapping the estate in a suffocating gray shroud. Inside, the silence is absolute. It is a predatory, terrifying void. In a house that supposedly holds a growing family, there is not a single trace of life. There are no muffled cries from a nursery. There are no toys on the floor. There is only the sterile hum of the security servers. Silence isn't innocence. It is gasoline. And tonight, the match has been struck. Prince Harry is wandering the empty hallways, completely hollowed out. He is broken. He is consumed by paranoia, clutching his phone as he reads the global reactions to the Grifter allegations. He is finally piecing together the timeline review of his own destruction. He realizes that the isolation, the family feud, the constant state of manufactured panicit was all designed to separate him from his protectors so he could be monetized. He is not a husband. He is the flagship product of a failed recruitment operation. Meghan is in the office, wide awake. She is never sad. She is an apex predator cornered by her own hubris, operating with chilling surgical precision. She relies on ambiguity. But the hard data of a $10 million invoice has burned away her cover. We need a fall guy. She dictates to her crisis team over an encrypted line, her voice entirely flat. Blame the talent agency. Tell the press our representatives went rogue and we had no knowledge of the fee. Paint us as the victims of Hollywood. Greed. She is trying to rewrite reality in real. She is attempting to throw her own agents to the wolves to save the illusion. But the true danger is not in Hollywood. It is in London. Prince William, the enforcer, has been handed the audited communications. He is cold, he is surgical, he is final. The palace is not responding to the PR spin. They are responding to the forensics. The institution has sealed the perimeter. The guillotine is locked in place. There is no escape from the digital paper trail. And history will remember that the Sussex Empire was not destroyed by the press, but by its own unbearable greed. We have reached the absolute terminus of the Sussex experiment. The $10 million demand did not just destroy a tour. It triggered the final, irreversible protocol of the British monarchy. The narrative collapse has reached terminal velocity. To understand the sheer scale of the legal annihilation currently hanging over Montecito, you must understand the architecture of the Crown's revenge. The palace does not react to tabloids. They react to ledgers. When the Australian government handed over the audited communications, the digital paper trail proving a $10 million extortion attempt, the sealed documents were finally unlocked. The King and Prince William now have the verified forensic proof of the grift. The network has been mapped. The Delaware LLCs, the offshore routing, the yachting-era connections managed by Markle has all been compiled into a single, devastating dossier. Let us step inside the Olive Garden mansion for the final time. It is dawn. The marine layer is burning off, exposing the sprawling $14 million fortress to the harsh light of day. Inside, the house is a tomb. The silence is deafening. There are no sounds of a morning routine. There are no children crying out for breakfast. There are no toys in the perfectly curated, sterile corridors. There is only the chilling, unnatural void of a stage set after the audience has gone home. Silence isn't innocence. It is gasoline, and the entire operation has just gone up in flames. Prince Harry is standing at the massive bay window, completely hollowed out. He is broken, paranoid, watching the front gates. He is not waiting for the paparazzi. He is waiting for the subpoenas. He realizes that the recruitment operation he fell for has left him marooned on a deserted island of his own making. He traded the protection of an empire for a role as a supporting actor in a $10 million shakedown. He is the ultimate casualty of the hustle. Meghan is sitting in the center of the war room, surrounded by shredded documents. She is not crying. She is never sad. She is fiercely, violently calculating. She relies on ambiguity to survive, but the forensics of this exposure have left her with nowhere to hide. The Hollywood elite have ghosted her. The political power brokers have blocked her numbers. They cannot erase me, she whispers to the empty room, her voice shaking with a terrifying surgical precision. I have the tapes. I will release the vault. But she is negotiating with ghosts. The leverage is gone. Across the Atlantic, Prince William stands in the quiet, historic authority of Clarence House. The enforcer has made his move. He is cold, he is surgical, he is final. The letters patent to formally strip the titles and sever the Sussex line from the royal archives are allegedly sitting on the king's desk. The institution is not merely closing in. It has already locked the doors from the outside. The curtain falls. The $10 million invoice was the ransom note that finally broke the crown's patience. There is no escape. The simulation has crashed, and history will remember Meghan Markle not as a duchess who modernized the monarchy, but as the grifter who tried to put a price tag on a 1,000-year-old institution and lost absolutely everything. Stay skeptical. And remember, the truth is undefeated.